if sales is the one that really convinces them or persuades them to take that money from out of their pocket and into your business, branding is then the part where they keep on coming back. Hi, guys, and hello. Welcome to our sixth episode of the Y Forward live stream and podcast. So, we have been delaying this for a while, so I'm really sorry about that. But thank God, finally, we're back. So, a lot of things has been happening, and we just created our own branding mastermind community. And in this community, a lot of questions. There were a lot of questions asking us about how we can help them with their to create help them create a profitable branding service. That's why today what we will talk about is your first steps in building a profitable branding service. But yeah, before that, just in case you guys want to um, enter or join our free community where we help marketers and founders in their brand strategy for their business or for their client's business, stay tuned for until the end of the video because we will show you how to join the community. Also, as you join the community, there will be a free AI prompt workbook for you guys. That's for free, and we will um, that prompt you will use that for creating a brand strategy for your own business or for your clients. With that said, let's go to our topic for today. So, today we're going to talk about your first steps in building a profitable branding service. If you're a newbie and you want to know the basics on branding, business, marketing, or creating your own branding service, so what we need to do first, the first step is to start with choosing a market to serve. Now, this might be easy to uh, understand in a way because it's, yeah, just choose a market. It's either you just pick a market that you want, try it out, and then create a product or create a service that you can sell, and that's it. But sometimes it could be much more difficult than that, right? So, for everyone listening who are already already serve their own market, I know it's not that easy, right? Sometimes we have to change a lot of times. That's why if you remember on our first episode of the Y Forward podcast, if you can go to Spotify or go to Apple Podcast, there's a kind of a tutorial in the first episode where we discuss how to choose a market properly using the Ikigai framework. And in that framework, we discussed four aspects or four um, factors in trying to choose a market, which are choosing what you are passionate about, choosing which one is going to value or give you a reward of high value. The third one is it some is it is this the industry that you want to serve because you want to help the community or um, create a movement or a cause that you're passionate about. The fourth one is you either it's a calling that many people are calling for you to do this. So it's either your passion, your profession, your mission, or your vocation. So either of those four. So if you want to know more how to choose a market using the Ikigai framework, you can go to episode 1 of the Y Forward podcast and start from there. So now, once you start to choose a market, this will become your basis on creating your product or your service. So your second step is to create an offer. It's not enough that you would have to just offer a service or a product and that's it. Because people um, don't necessarily buy in that way. Like for example, if you see a salesman and just they just introduce a product, hey, buy this shoe. Would you buy the shoe? No, right? So what we can do is to create an offer that is beneficial for them and gives value to them. And if you remember on my second episode or on my third episode of the Y Forward podcast, we discussed there how we can create value for your offers. So from Alex Hormozi. This framework is called the value formula. I use this framework always when creating an offer. So it's the formula goes like this: it's value, it's desired outcome times social proof divided by time it takes for them to get to that desired outcome times the effort it takes for them to get that desired outcome. So usually people just create a product, create a service, and then put a price on it. So what happens is that you enter a market, and then you are immediately met with a price war. So if what you can offer is just a product and a price, then you're just um, doing what everyone else is doing, and then you're not doing yourself any favors. Because right now, especially in the landscape today where everyone just can sell anything online, you need to disrupt, you need to make yourself valuable, you need to be unique amongst your competitors. So you need to create more value so that you can also dictate the price. So using the value formula of Alex Hormozi, that's how we will create an offer for your market. And now once you have an offer, the third step now is to go ahead and craft the message. So just like what I said earlier, it's not enough for us to create a product and service and tell them, hey, buy my product. Hey, you want to try out my service or something like that. It's not enough. You need to invite your audience or your potential customers into a story that they can relate to, and then encapsulize that story into the content that you create in social media so that they will engage. And as you nurture them further, they become customers or they become buyers. So the message should be a story, because even in ancient times, the best way to engage people are through stories. So if you see ancient texts, um, very old books from the Middle Ages or even from the 1800s, 1700s, before World War One, or all the other stuff before the internet, the only thing that stays until now, which really engages a lot of people, are stories. So there's a certain framework from Donald Miller called the story brand, where he um, uses the the story brand framework to create a story that will engage the audience and potentially make them buyers for your offers. So just a review: the first step is to choose a market, the second one is to create an offer, the third one is to craft the message for that offer. And once you nail down all these three, you perfect everything, all the three that I just mentioned, you will have a profitable branding service, or you will have a profitable brand. So those are the three that you should first um, take care of before you build. Yeah, for in order for you to build a profitable brand, or a profitable branding service. So now, I know this is quite simple for some of you here, or it could be very difficult because you don't know where to start, and you're very afraid to take action because you think you want things to be perfect. But I tell you right now, done is better than being perfect. Done is better than perfect. Each step you take reveals a new horizon. You have taken the first step today. Now I challenge you to take another. That's from Dan Pointer. Pointer. So what he's saying here is that um, big things usually start with a small step. So it's okay to dream big, but yeah, everyone starts small. So don't be overwhelmed if you think that you need to create a perfect business right away. You need to create a perfect social media profile. You need to create a perfect marketing plan, a perfect product, a perfect offer. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to start. You just have to take the first step, and then the next step after that, and then the next step after that. It's like driving on the highway, and a very dark highway, and then you see only the first 200 meters. You don't see your destination yet. For example, you're going to a nearby beach at night because you want to uh, you know, uh, go on for a night swim. But then in the highway, there are no lights. You only have the light of your car. You only see the first 200 meters, right? So it's just like that. You only need to move towards that first 200 meters in order for you to get to that destination. So there's nothing wrong with starting small today, because eventually all the steps you took will become a very wonderful journey. So now in the community, we ask them, in the branding mastermind community, we ask them, so what are their questions when it comes to building a profitable branding service. So we have three questions today that we can address. And the first question is that from Cyril Bernabe: how do I establish clarity about my brand identity? So for this, your brand identity is an intersection between who you serve, which means the market that you serve, your offer or your product or your service, and who you are as a brand owner, or as a brand founder. So once you find the commonality between the three, once you become clearer on that, your brand identity becomes clearer also. So just like what I said earlier, you have to really nail down and decide what is the market that you should be serving right now. What should be the offer that you are going to give to them? What is that product or service that you're going to offer to them that they will find immense value from? And then, since we're talking about brand identity, who are you? The third one, which I mentioned earlier, who are you in your um, market or your customer or your client's journey? Well, which part are you going to be there to fill up that gap so that you can bring them to the to point B? I mean, from point A to point B, to their aspirational identity. So for me, that's how I establish clarity about my brand identity. And the best framework for me to use when it comes to brand identity is from Simon Sinek's Golden Circle. You can search that in YouTube. You can search that in the internet. Simon Sinek talks about um, the why, the purpose behind every business or behind every brand. If you are solid on your purpose for your brand, then your brand identity is going to be clear. So eh, Simon Sinek says like, people don't buy what you sell, people buy why you sell it. So double down on that why, and then you'll be clear on your brand identity. Now for the next question, we have here, um, how do I find clients and give solutions, from Bianca Araneta. So for this is very specific for the branding service, right? So for you to find clients who you can give solutions to their problems, there are three ways. The first one is inbound, the second one is outbound, the third one is a mix of both. So inbound means you're going to attract your clients, or attract your audience towards you and what you offer, and then they will buy from you. And then the second one, which is outbound, you go to them, you ask them what their problems, and then you offer solutions, and then they buy those solutions from you. The third one is what I do, which is a mix of both inbound and outbound. So I create content, I create resources, I create a community, I create uh, anything that could give value, and then I distribute it in social media to attract the audience that I want. And then when those audience engage with me, I send them a message, and then I try to build a relationship with them, and then eventually try to find out their problems, which I offer solutions to, and then it's up to them if they want to buy the solutions from me. So that's how I do my branding service. So I hope, Bianca, I was able to answer your question. Third question is from Sandy and Kim Gore. How are branding and marketing related? So yeah, before I discuss the relationship between branding and marketing, I'm going to discuss about marketing and sales because these are the two most, I think, the two most used terms when it comes to business. So branding for a lot of people is just design, but actually it's not. But yeah, marketing and sales is somehow directly related on getting clients and getting revenue. So marketing is the act of really attracting and getting potential customers into your business, making them take that first step so that they will potentially buy from you. So marketing, which was, I think it was Stephen Larson that said, marketing is the act of changing beliefs with the intent to sell. So in marketing, you're nurturing your audience, you're nurturing your market or your potential clients or your prospects. You're nurturing them until they they are curious enough or intrigued enough to find a way or find what you offer and then buy from you. That's marketing. Now, sales, on the other hand, is handling objections until you close the sale. So, marketing is more on gathering leads, while sales are really converting those leads into customers or into revenue. So, usually, sales is used in the website, in the e-commerce website, or maybe a salesperson will do this for a business or for a brand. And yeah, they handle the objections, try to put some bonuses, really make it easier for the for your audience or for the customer to really buy from your business or from your brand. Now, now that that's out of the way, since marketing is more on gathering leads, gathering your audience, so that their eyes are on your business, they take that first step into your business, and then if sales is the one that really convinces them or persuades them to take that money from out of their pocket and into your business, branding is then the part where they keep on coming back to keep on buying from you, and then they will also market for you, and then they will also try to sell for you. That's branding is marketing and sales leverage. So branding is more on influencing the perception and the behavior of your already paying customers so that they would buy again and again, and then they will eventually market for you. They will convince all their friends, their family, their acquaintances to check your brand out, check your business out, and then sometimes they even try to sell your products for you because right now, if your branding is done right, your business, your offer, your service, your everything that is related to your business is now part of their identity. And then, as part of their identity, we as humans try to sell our own identities or our own personalities. So that's the gist between marketing and branding. So if marketing is the one that puts eyes into your business and make them take that first step, sales is the one that's going to put the money into your business. Branding is what keeps them coming back so that they will keep on buying whatever you offer to them. So that's how branding and marketing is related uh, in every business or in every brand. So yeah, right now we're at the end of our episode 6, where we talk about the first step in building a profitable branding service. And right, here we are. I'm going to tell you how to join our community. You just have to scan the QR code where you can click the link and then join the community there. And then we will inside the community. We are going to uh, post about our workbook, which
Yeah,
is
that's
a
right.
AI
High
prompts
quality
for
branding
brand
really
strategy
what keeps our
workbook.
customers from
So you
coming
can
back
use this
aside from the
prompt for you to
product
create
quality.
your
Actually,
own
product
brand
quality
strategy for
is part
yourself
of
or
branding.
for your clients.
So,
So um,
yeah.
if your product does not keep up to what you promised them, to what you promised to your market, then your branding is not done right. Branding should reflect in your messaging and in your offer. So it's not just design, it's not just messaging, it's also how you fulfill your customers. If the way you fulfill your customers is not satisfying, is not uh, amazing for them, is not something that they would go back to, then you have not done your branding right. So branding is not really limited only to design, how pretty you are, or how pretty your branding is, or how convincing or magical your messaging is. It needs to have that element, which is, I think, is the most important one. The products, the services, the way you fulfill your customers should be top notch, should be amazing, should be of high quality. So yeah. And there's a question here, like, how do you measure the success of your own branding efforts? Yeah, so for this is going to be another episode that we're going to talk about on our succeeding um, episodes on the Y Forward live stream and podcast. But yeah, a little bit of info that I can give out is that you measure your success by tracking KPIs and monitoring um, KPIs, yeah, KPIs or OKRs, which is key performance indicators and objective key results. You track those and make sure it is related to branding. So, what are some of those KPIs and OKRs? One thing that I check for each brand is share of voice. So, share of voice is a KPI that I use to see how my brand is mentioned among other brands. So, for example, we have Apple, we have Samsung, we have Huawei. Those are mobile phone markets, right? And then we also have Google. If I'm going to be Apple, the brand strategist for Apple, I will measure how often Apple is mentioned compared to the other brands. And give a total, divide the total, and then that is the percentage of share of voice. So that's one metric that you should watch out for whenever you are trying to measure your branding effort success. And another metric is conversion rate. So if you're and it's not really just related to branding, it's also related to marketing and sales. Conversion rate is how uh, how often do you convert your audience. So the number of customers you have divided by the number of uh, people that are looking at your brand or your business, or for example in a website, uh, there are visitors in your website, right? You count how many people bought from your website divided by the number of visitors in your website, and that's your conversion rate. And another one that I think is really important is your lifetime customer value, because that's how we measure loyalty in a brand. Your lifetime customer value is measured by each customer, right? Like for each customer, how much have they paid in total in their uh, in their journey with you? Like for example, if you have a loyal customer that has been buying anything that you offer, so for example, you are a skincare brand, and then they bought a cream, a moisturizing cream from you. They also bought um, let's say a spray or any other skincare products. You total that over the time that they have spent with you as a customer. That's your lifetime customer value, and that's how you measure how loyal your customer is. And that could be your basis on creating loyalty programs, so that you try to give out rewards or points to those most loyal customers, because we need to take care of our loyal customers, because these are the type of people that, again, as I said earlier, These are the type of people who will buy again and again from you, and they are the type of people who will market for you and maybe even convince others to buy from you. So, yeah, that's it for our episode 6 on the Y Forward live stream and podcast. This has been Dave Suico, and thank you guys for listening. Bye.